Make some noise. Hadithi.
Before she sits, this is my sister, by the way. This is my sister. Yeah, recognize, that's my sister. I don't have much to brag about, but I brag about my sister. That's my sis, yo, that's my sis. Yeah, my name is Lelethu Mahambehala. I am the second of 4 children that my dad partook in creating. There's my brother uSiviwe isicelo sethu. There's me uLelethu ilizwe. I'm the first daughter. And then there is Unothukela, who is the symbol. That's my sister, by the way. Unothukela is a symbol of the journey of Mahambehala, ukuwela the river Thukela to get to the Eastern Cape. So hence her name, Nothukela. And then there is uKhanyisa, or Sisibane Sikhanyisayo. Growing up in the presence of my father, I grew up with a father who I almost feel like he made it a point that he wanted to be present when he's got children, because he grew up without a dad. For the longest time, he found his dad 3 months before his dad passed away. And so with us, especially the girls, or I don't know whether to say especially me, there was a very special bond that he focused on. And I wanted to please my dad as much as I could. My father was into politics, so I've seen a very rough side of my dad. My dad walking through the villages, the Chrisane Squatter Camp at Davidton, and saying, Amabuto, Salamabul. It's my dad. It's my dad, yo. And we'd watch videos of Desmond Tutu being spray painted in purple, you know, spray paint. I don't know what that thing was. I think it was tear gas, but it left them, you know, all purple. But we'd watch those, Cry Freedom, Lama Polo, Azagonya. That's the material my dad raised me on. And I wanted to be like him. I wanted to be rough and gentle like him. I wanted to show love, but know that if you mess with the people I love, I'm going to show you. I've seen my dad, when I've gone to him and said, Dada, and my dad would take this guy's head and just bump it against the wall like that. You don't do that to my children. Like, yes, Dad. Yes. So that's the kind of, he's very protective. To many outsiders, he's very strict. But to us at home, he's quite soft. He's very sensitive. He doesn't like people laughing at him, but he wants to laugh at everyone. That's him. So I really wanted to be like him, to touch people's lives the way that I saw him touching other people's lives. So earlier in my life, I had decided I want to be a teacher or a social worker, because I could feel the yapping, you know, it's on. I can talk. So I want to be this. But as I grew older, I thought maybe a lawyer. I'll be a lawyer. But my dad did a BCom degree. So I thought, BCom law. Sounds like, you know, I can take a piece of him with me still. BCom law, that's what I'll study. So I went, and he was very happy that I'm going to take BCom law. And I went and I studied BCom law, but I failed my first year terribly. All the BCom subjects I failed. And my dad said, okay, what do you want to do now? And I said, I want to do law, just law on its own, because I could see I was quite good at it. And I studied law. So when I graduated law, my dad would go on saying, my daughter, the lawyer. Every function at home. My daughter, the lawyer. This is my daughter, the lawyer. My daughter, my lawyer. Every other family occasion. And 2011, February the 14th, I was a year and a half into doing my articles in law. But that day I resigned. And I decided I want to be a performance poet full time. And I knew in me that my dad would be so disappointed by this decision. So I decided not to tell him. And at this point, my dad, before this 2011 period, my dad had gone through a car accident that literally changed his life. He had memory loss, and I remember writing a note to him and saying, "You're going to get up from this because you're my soldier." His name is Moses. So I said, "Mojo, ulisoja lam." So you're going to rise from this. And true to the fact, he rose, but he was even more sensitive than before. He had to relearn how to live life and relearn some lessons in life. So I didn't want to hurt him by saying, "I quit. I don't want to be your daughter, the lawyer, anymore. I want to be a poet." So I never told him. I think 2 weeks passed, or 3 weeks even, and then he went to my workplace. I worked for the state attorney at the time. He went there only to discover that your daughter, the lawyer, is not here. She quit. And he told my mom. My mom calls me, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "No, I'm on my way to Mthatha." And she says, "Your dad wants to see you." I'm like, "No, I'm not coming this weekend. I'm going to Mthatha." There was nothing important in Mthatha. I just thought I need him to chill a bit. If I go there and he's still hyped up, it's going to be a long-winded conversation. So I don't want that, and I don't want us to argue about it. So I left, and I went to Mthatha. And I had the time of my life. We parted with my friend Yolanda, had a good time. It was his 30th birthday, so we had a lot of fun. Then on our way back, he had to drop me off at home. And I knew, the conversation is going to go on now. Walk into the house, and my dad is sitting there comfortably, greets Landa, "Hello, goodbye," sounds very friendly. And I walk in and I sit down, like, "Yes, guys, dilapa." Like that dilapa that says, "Oh, well, do what you must, tell her what you must with my life, but, I'm here." I'm here now. And my dad, we start having this conversation. "So I went to your workplace to ask for cool drink and you were not there. They're telling me you quit. How can you not tell us, Lelethu?" And I'm like, "Hey, Tata, the truth is I don't like it. Yeah, I don't enjoy working for the state attorney. And I don't think I'm ever going to enjoy law, because all I'm discovering a person gets to do there is to change the names on the files. But every other action you take is the same. The pleadings are the same. They must be in within 14 days. They must be in within 30 days. It's like you do the same thing with just different characters. So I don't enjoy that. And also with the state attorney, I felt like I was taking money from black people. So nah, I don't want to do that anymore. I use that black people thing because I know Mos is politically inclined. It's going to work, right? So I'm like, yes, black people. And my dad says, "Okay, hey, but maybe you can do both." And I was like, maybe in another world, but not now. I really don't want to do it. My heart is not in it. I'm having to wear bright colored underwear and bright colored socks just to feel like myself in that space. It's so stifling. I don't want to be there anymore. And I've decided I really just want to focus on my poetry and perform. Hey, my dad is always trying to be positive, right? Since he's had this accident, he's trying to find a positive way of living life. So he's like, "Okay, Robert Marawa, he studied law. And he's okay, right?" I'm like, "Yeah. She studied law as well. And she's a poet, right?" Like, "Yes." So he starts counting all the celebrities that studied law. I'm like, "Yeah, we're going the right direction here." But, for the next year or so, the conversation around who did law but is now a celebrity or in the arts doesn't just stop there. It continues with, "But you can maybe do prosecution on the side." And I'm like, "No, Dad, I don't want to." I'll see. I ended up just now saying, "We'll see. We never know what life has to offer us, so we'll see. Every answer that I had when it comes to law will always be, "We'll see." And, our life carries on with him still hoping. And until I lost my sight. When I lost my sight, I felt a bit of him again changing, like his life keeps changing with these little accidents that happen. And the change that came, on him, it's like he completely lost focus of my daughter, the lawyer now. And there was an article in the Herald about me performing in Grahamstown, and they said, "Blind poet goes to Grahamstown." So my father in the house, my sister tells me, was moving up and down the place saying, "My daughter is a blind poet." My daughter is a blind poet. I somehow think he felt the same way that I felt. I felt like there was no need to describe it like that, but he wanted to sort of, kind of try to see the positive side of it, but nah, it wasn't working out. It didn't sound right. But nonetheless, with all the work that I do with poetry and all, because as a poet, you are very spiritual. Not that you become spiritual, you are spiritual. And because you're reading a lot, you read a lot of spiritual material. And my mindset is quite positive with everything that I've been through. And so I find that of late, my dad and I spend a lot of time talking about life and accepting situations as they are. And I discussed with him what T.D. Jakes was saying, what Eckhart Tolle says in his book, what Oprah said in this lesson, and we discussed those things and what the Bible says about this and how my philosophy in life is this, and that. And my dad will sit there and listen and say, hey, Lelethu, you're my teacher. I appreciate you because you're my teacher. And so now my daughter, the lawyer, my daughter, the blind poet, has turned to my daughter, my teacher.